Hey guys, it's Randy here. We're going to shoot another Holley carburetor video. This one here is on sealing the bowl up. It's the actual bowl seals or gaskets, if you want to call them. There's neoprene that go right there on that seals the bowl to the carburetor, and they have the older style, which was the paper ones that were just about as thick as these. They were just made out of a paper type cork material. And they actually sealed real good. You couldn't use them over and over as many times as you can these nylon ones. But what it matters if you have gouges in this little area here where the actual gasket seals. If it's gouged up, you really don't want to use the neoprene ones. You don't want to use these nylon ones. You want to use the old style paper ones. What happens, for years and years I've done this, and we never, ever, hardly ever saw these holes, these threads stripped out. These are where the bowl screws go in. And we never had no problem with them. When they came out with this nylon neoprene seal, it was fine until you got a hold of a bowl that didn't have a flat spot. In other words, where the sealing was, it has to be nice and flat. And see the gouges in that one right there? There's no way, you'll probably just have to tighten and tighten to the point where you'll about pull the threads out of this body to get it to seal. So these are the type, if you use the old paper ones, you'll seal right up and you won't have no trouble. And you'll save your threads in the body, because what would happen on these, when they'd use this on a bowl like this, in this kind of condition, it'd leak and they'd keep tightening up on this bolt here, keep tightening up, and sooner or later, it's going to pull those threads right out of the body. Now, that's not the only one. And there's nothing wrong with these. Just make sure, if you're going to use the Teflon gasket, make sure that you have a good bowl and the area is nice and flat with no gouges or corrosion or anything in it. Now here, this is going to seal to the bowl. So, well, let's just use this same. That's a little better bowl. Yeah. When you use these work fine on your inlet nut on your bowl. But what I've learned to do, instead of trying to tighten these up and tighten real tight, because sometimes it'll take the same thing. It'll take a lot of pressure to get them to seal, because it might have a little gouge, or this side might have too. So if you'll put you a little bit of blue Loctite, like so, and just run you a little bit. Now you don't need a whole lot, just enough to kind of cover them up. And don't be so shaky like me. But run them all the way around. Get it all the way around. Then the threads, it'll travel on around it when you screw it in. And this actually will help it seal. We'll let it just put it down there, pull it down good and snug, and then just let it set for about 2 or 3 hours. And it will actually help. It'll make a lot of difference in sealing. You don't have to pull these so tight. Now, the only other thing is the Nylon seat. They use that same type of Teflon gaskets. These you don't have as much problem with, because usually everything's in tip-top shape. Usually you don't see a lot of bad areas on the top of the bowl where the Nylon seat goes. So these, basically, the needle goes in. I don't know if I have a needle in one of these, but then you have the gasket. Then you have the piece that slides over the Nylon seat, which will make it adjustable. Then you have the top, and then you have the actual screw. So these usually work good. They make them in paper too. But these I don't see that much trouble with. I see more stuff with the actual bowl and it pulling the threads out there from over tightening it. Guys, that's about it. This is just a quick little video, and just to tell you about the difference between the nylon and the paper. Y'all have a good night, and please like, comment, subscribe. I sure would appreciate it. Thank you very much.